it's David. Today I'm changing the clutch cable on the 390 Duke. One of the things I first noticed when I got the bike is that cable has got a loose strand on it. It's broken right at the top, and although it's lasted this long, that's a disaster waiting to happen. There are two things that could go wrong. One is that the other strands could break, or the second is that that will unwind itself up into the cable and then lock the cable solid. So either the cable will lock or it will break. One of those two is going to happen. Luckily it hasn't happened yet, so let's get on with replacing it. Now the first thing you have to do is to pull this boot off to there, and then you want to actually get as much play into the cable as you can here. So we wind that back in fully, and then we wind this way. So here's the other end of the cable. Now, so this is the operating arm of the clutch. When you pull the cable, this gets pulled this way and it operates the clutch, which sits in here. Now, this is the setup. Now, I will say at this point, this is wrong. There's a nut here and a nut here. This nut should actually be over here, so these two nuts lock together. I've had to modify this because I've got aftermarket levers on mine, and the only way I can get enough travel into the clutch is to move this nut down to this end, because there simply isn't enough room to get it in here. That's the problem with aftermarket clutch levers. But anyway, so this is a connection we need to take off. But before we do that, let's look at the route. So it comes up here, it goes behind this engine mount here, comes out, it dives up here behind the radiator under the tank, and I still have my finger on it, so it comes up here, it dives behind the engine frame here, and it goes into there's a plastic shroud here it clips into, and then it dives behind the headlight here. You can see it comes up here, and then to here. So let's go back down to the engine. Now the first thing to do is to see how much travel you have on your cable here, what the adjustment is, because with the new cable you want to replicate that. So the best thing to do is to get the same distance here on your new cable as you do on the old one. So measure this distance and use it when you're putting the new cable in. Now the first thing you'll have to do is down in here there's a tab that's bent down, so you won't be able to get the cable out unless you actually bend this tab up. You can just get a screwdriver in there, and there you can see it just come up there. There's only so many times you can press this tab down, so at some point it's going to break off, but it's just an extra security measure to prevent the cable coming out. But I don't think it's that important, because I can't really see how this would ever come out in practice. However, it's there for safety, so you should probably do it. So what we want to do is in my case, I need to unwind this nut all the way off so it comes off the end, or enough at least for us to be able to move this. Normally what you'd have to do is to unlock those two. So you take a spanner on each and you loosen it off so that you can then unwind this, because what we want to do is move this cable down in so that we can get this out of here. Now this is a 12 and this is a 14, and let me say there is not much space in here, so it's quite an awkward exercise to get these in here, but once we can just loosen that off, we should be able to just wind this down. Now as I say, you should be just unlocking these two, but because I've got these aftermarket levers, this is what I'm forced to do. So now I'm just winding this up as far as it will go, and that will allow this just to move down there a little bit. And now you can see we've got a little bit more extra play in here, because what we need to do is there's a slot in here, and we need to get this cable enough play it will slide out of the slot. And getting enough play in here is why we adjusted out that lever at the top. Right, so just giving us enough movement that we can hook that out of there. So what we need to do now is just to pull this up this way, and the inner cable here will come out through a slot that's just underneath. So just pull it up. It's a bit stiff, so just wiggle it. And it will slot out there. This can all pull out now, but let's go up and disconnect it at the top. Right, so you can see here that I wound this all the way in here, which gave the maximum amount of movement on the inner cable. Now, so what I want to do is just wind this back out so that we can line up this groove and this groove with this groove here, and that will allow us to pull the cable out here, and if we have everything lined up, it will then come out here, and underneath here there is a slot, and that will just come out of there. There's a hole underneath. If I take a clutch lever like this, then what happens is this barrel slots in to a hole underneath, and then a little bit of wiggling to get it down in there, it sits through and comes through as we're seeing here. So like so. So that's effectively what we're seeing here. Is what we've done is to line the slots up and then wiggle it out. Sometimes they can be a little bit sticky, especially if more like mine. And now you can see that damaged cable, that damaged strand in the cable here. So with that out, we can now feed this back down through. I'm just going to pull this off the end here, because we've got a bracket just hides down behind here that we need to get this through. There are a couple of brackets here, there's one here, and there's one here that this has got to work its way down through. So just work your way down, pulling the clutch cable out and making a note of where it's going, because obviously you've got to put this back in again afterwards. So that's it about those two. Now we can go around the other side of the bike and pull it the rest of the way. And so it will slide down quite well. Just make note of what its routing was so that you can put it back up again afterwards. And also be careful of getting your hands smacked against these things. And with the new cable, then it's simply a matter of reversing what you just did, and I'm going to take this on the same route it seemed to be on before. And there's a plastic channel here that it feeds through. And we want to feed it through this clip here, and then up through this clip here. With the rubber cover back on, we want to put the barrel here into the hole underneath the lever. Yours will look different to mine because mine is an aftermarket lever, but they're all the same. So then we can now line that cable up, get the slots lined up, carefully just sit that in there. Right, so we just wind this back in all the way so that we've got the maximum amount of travel at the other end to adjust that up. We need to get this back through here. Now for you, these nuts here should be right the way as far up as they go. Don't force them up. But in my case, because I need to get this I have a wrong adjustment, I'm going to have to actually wind this off again. Yours should definitely be up here, but you might find, like me, especially if you've got aftermarket levers, that it needs to go down here. It's wrong, but it is what it is. So now what we want to do is just fiddle it into place so that the inner cable will fit through there. Now try not to drag the threads on there too much. And then we pull that through there. Now that's just come off, so I'm going to pull that back on. Right, so with this pulled with the maximum travel that we can get on it, with that as far down, we now need to slot this onto here. So we need to get this inner through this slot here. You can actually take the clutch lever off at the other end to gain additional space if you really need to. But although it doesn't look like it, this lever does actually have movement in it, because that's what happens when you pull the clutch. So you should actually be able to get this on here, especially if you have someone to help you. But there we go. So that's now on there. So we can now set this up as you had it before, getting the same measurements. And then when we pull the clutch lever, that will now operate the clutch. Try and make sure you get the little boot here over there, because it stops dirt getting dragged up into the cable and making the clutch harder to work. So let's say just adjust these to where you need them, and then on yours you should lock the two together. Because I can't lock these together properly, I have to actually lock them this way against each other, which isn't right because that's not a proper lock. This is your fine adjustment on the clutch. So what you should have is you should have a sort of a couple of mil movement before it starts to pull the clutch itself. But mine's a little bit tight. Again, it's a problem with aftermarket levers. But once you're happy with that, all you need to do is get your rubber boot back into place. And the purpose of this is just to stop stuff. Because you've got an access into the cables here, it helps prevent the dirt getting down into the lever. There we go, that's better. Right, so that's all there is to actually changing the clutch cable. Now you may need to do a bit of fiddling around to actually get your clutch adjustment right, but you should be able to figure that out yourself. Just actually get the bike running, pour the clutch in, feel what the bike's like, and if necessary, adjust. Now your big adjustment is down on the engine. You can move that cable in and out, and your fine adjustment is up on the handlebar, where you can just turn that thumb wheel and just get a little more play on the lever itself. But if you set the clutch to the same point it was, or the cable to the same distance as it was before, you should be pretty close to where you were. Just adjust, you should be able to figure it out. Big adjustments down at the engine, fine adjustments up at the handlebar, and make sure you've got that couple of mil play just at the top, so that on the handlebar, so that when you actually have got your fingers sitting on the clutch, you're not accidentally slipping the clutch because there's just no movement there at all. Make sure you've got enough movement that you actually have to start putting the clutch lever in a little bit before it starts pulling the actual lever down here. And you can see, if I'm pulling this clutch lever in here, I can see that there's a bit of free play before I can then feel the spring pulling against the clutch. So we need that little bit of movement up in the handlebar, and that's it. Job done. Easy thing to fix. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.